Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel CrackZat Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video we'll be learning about the concepts of critical reasoning, and I'll be quickly giving you in brief the different types of questions which come under critical reasoning. Now remember that critical reasoning is not only a separate section in all the examinations but is also a part of the reading comprehension questions. In the reading comprehension questions, out of the 5 to 6 questions which come from a single passage, there are around 2 to 3 questions which are based on critical reasoning concepts like finding out the inference, weakening the argument, justifying the conclusion, etc. So therefore, learning critical reasoning is really a critical part of your verbal ability section, and therefore this video is going to be short, which will only take you through the concepts of CR. I will not be discussing any questions in this video. I'll just be telling you what to focus on when you're actually searching out the answer for a critical reasoning question. Now, as you see the first point over here, the first point says never question the facts. This is point number 1, which you need to always remember while solving any questions of critical reasoning, that the points which are already stated in the passage are never going to be questioned. If it's already, for example, it's a passage where we are talking about a person X going to a party of person Y. Now, you should not take this assumption in your mind or should not question the fact that why is Mr. X going to the party at all? Now, this question is not what is valid in these terms. So, therefore, remember that you are never going to question the facts which are already provided to you in the critical reasoning question, because one of the 5 answer options would definitely be stuck in one point where you have to question the facts, where the option is questioning the facts. So please ignore that option, never select that option. Now the second point which you need to keep in mind is that the conclusion is questionable. That means if you really want to question why are the things happening or what is the effect of the particular action or something, this can be pretty well done, because conclusion, whatever causes were there, cannot be questioned, but the effects or the conclusion can be questioned. So your answer will be somewhere around changing the conclusion. So you can question the conclusion, not the facts. The third point is we derive the conclusion from the facts via unstated assumptions. Now, this is something really important. Facts is what we cannot change, and to reach to the conclusion, we have to use the facts via the unstated assumption. The word unstated in itself means that this assumption will not be mentioned in the passage. It is based upon the reader, and that is you, to find out what can be the possible assumption in this case which led to this conclusion. Imagine your answer options would be given to you, which will be all the conclusions, and the facts are already given in the question. Now, how are you going to connect the conclusion with the fact is what you infer from it or what you assume from the passage. So remember that the assumptions need to be day-to-day, real-life, logical assumptions. You just can't assume that in Antarctica we are having like hot temperature. This is out of the way. So please don't assume things like that. Assume things which are logical and much in day-to-day life applied kind of assumptions. Like if someone is getting a headache while going into a party, this is a fact that he is going into the party. You can't change the fact that he did not go to the party. But the conclusion is that he got a headache. Now, what we have to do in this case is to connect the conclusion with the fact. Fact was going to the party and conclusion was headache. So, when you are going to connect these things, you are definitely going to connect it via assumption. So therefore, make sure that when you connect the fact with any conclusion, you connect it via a valid assumption. Now, the valid assumption is what is given to you in the options. Now, the next point is we can't change the facts and the conclusion. Therefore, assumption plays an important role in the critical reasoning. This is what we have already discussed, that the facts and the conclusions are already mentioned in the question. So, what we have to do is just to determine the assumptions. Now, the next type of question, now the next part of this video will be discussing the type of questions. I'll be keeping it short and I'll just be focusing on the 10 different types of questions which you will get under critical reasoning section. The first type of question is weakening the argument. So, in this condition of weakening the argument, you would be getting a question and it would be submitted by a fact that which of the following answer options is actually not supporting what is already mentioned at the top. So what is not being getting supported is is called as weakening of the argument. Similarly, strengthening of the argument is something which supports or strengthens up the point which is already mentioned at the top. Next comes supplying the conclusion or the main theme. Now, this is something people are really afraid of. In the long 800 words passage, they have to find out the main theme. And this is a part of critical reasoning only. So that's why I told that I'll be taking up different videos discussing about the sections of these critical reasoning separately, giving you examples on it. The fourth type is the assumption questions, that what do you assume from it, is a direct question as well, sometimes in the critical reasoning. Now, there's a difference between assumption and inference, and that difference we'll discuss when I'll take up a video on inference questions. So, inference based questions are also a very critical part of the RCs along with the critical reasoning section in separate. Then we have justify the conclusion. Now, here, when we have to justify the conclusion, we have to support it with valid facts and assumptions. So, this is also a very interesting part of critical reasoning section. Then comes flaw in the argument. Actually, if you carefully observe, then flaw in the argument is somewhere around related to the weakening of the argument only. But still, there is a bit of difference which we'll discuss in a separate video. Then we have causal reasoning. Now, causal reasoning is when the effects are given to you in the question and they question you back what can be the probable cause for this effect. This is also LR based verbal ability. Now, you must be knowing that in the XAT examinations, the verbal ability section is clubbed with the logical reasoning section. And that is why critical reasoning is a huge part of the verbal ability section. And if you have cracked the critical reasoning section, no one can stop you from really getting an awesome percentile in the verbal ability section. So that's why causal reasoning is an important part of critical reasoning questions. Then comes conditional reasoning. Now, this is again one of the major parts where people get confused, because conditional reasoning is when certain conditions happen, the other things happen. If that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. This is somewhere around related to logical induction, and I would also be taking up that separately in my logical reasoning playlist, and also over here in the verbal ability playlist. And the last one which we will be discussing is the parallel analogy questions, where they will be drawing some analogies between the given conditions. Now, if they give a condition, the scenario or the thing which took place between Ram and Shyam, then they will give you 5 different answer options in which something similar might have happened between two different people. So what we have to do is to draw the analogy between the people given in the question and the people given in the options, the similarities. So like this, we will just wind up the video with a quick revision that while solving any questions on critical reasoning, the facts are already mentioned in the question. So don't think of questioning or changing it. The conclusions can be changed depending upon what we assume from the facts. So keeping this into mind, this was all about this video. I'll be up with more critical reasoning videos where I'll be taking up these type of questions separately with an example. If you like this video, please like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Until we meet again, please take care and thanks for watching.